Hello you lot, Miller Corner here, welcome back once again, and today you join my dad and I at what you might be able to hear is the brand's hatch round of the British Superbike Championship. Now I know what you might be thinking, bike content on a car channel, that's a bit weird and out of place, but bear with me on this one because there's two reasons why I'm featuring it. Reason one, I actually really enjoy British Superbike Racing and I've been watching it for about 5 or 6 years now, going to the live races and loving it. And the second reason is kind of leading on from that, because I don't think that in the bike racing world, in the motorsport world, and particularly amongst car fans, British Superbike Racing gets anywhere near enough recognition. So today in this video, here are 5 reasons why you, even as a car fan, should be watching British Superbike Racing. For a start, there's the atmosphere. BSB is held at racetracks all over the country and even Assen in Holland, and not one of those tickets will cost you more than about 35 quid. And the upside of that is it's not an elitist motorsport, not like Formula 1. You haven't got to be wealthy and rich just to get through the front door. People from pretty much any walk of life, no matter what their situation, can get in and watch a BSB race and enjoy it. We're all just here for one purpose, to see the bike racing and have a good time. The next point is the access you get. In Formula 1, to view anything outside of the regular racing, you have to either have been a VIP that was invited there or pay massively extra on the already expensive ticket prices. Not so with British Superbike though. Multiple times over the weekend there are pit walks, just like this one, where fans can walk across the track and into the pit garages where they can see the bikes up close and even see the teams working on them. This is something that you just don't get in F1 unless you want to pay massively over the odds for it. But in BSB, it's just part of the experience. Come down, see the bikes, get involved and get up close and personal with it. Which brings me on to the next point. Over the whole weekend you're encouraged to get as up close and personal as you want. As well as being able to see the bikes and the teams working on them, there are also multiple occasions throughout the weekend where you can meet the riders. What's more, the vast majority of them are lovely people with no inflated egos and no impression that they think they're celebrities. And they're more than happy to chat, sign things for you, pose for a photo, whatever you want. Here's my dad getting a poster signed by Kawasaki rider Dean Harrison, who, up until recently, held the record for the fastest average speed on an Isle of Man TT lap. This is Bradley Ray, a big talking point in BSB this year. He only joined last year, he's just barely 21 years old, and already he's 3rd in the season standings, and he's got 2 race wins under his belt this season. He's a lovely, down-to-earth guy, and I don't think he quite realises how famous and popular he's become. His iconic massive fluffy hair and glasses means he's even got his own clothing line. What's more, his underdog factor and the fact he's about my age means that he's the rider I'm cheering on this series. The next reason is the activity. With some motorsports, you go to see the main event, you see a stint or a small race, and then there's a gap of what can be an hour or two while the vehicles and the drivers are prepared for the next one. Not so in this case. There is always something going on, whether it's the British Superbike, the Superstock 1000s and 600s, which are basically just factory bikes with number plates and headlights taken out, or the sidecars, which might not be the most exciting one on paper, but in practice is thrilling to watch. A rider and a co-pilot on a 3-wheeled custom fabricated chassis covered with a fiberglass body. The driver rides a bike as normal but does it laying down. Meanwhile, the co-passenger has to move around to transfer weight to balance the bike out and for aerodynamics. It leads to some properly exciting racing that you wouldn't really think about watching until you start, and once you start, you are gripped. In short, even if you only came for the main event, the British Superbike Racing, there is always something going on, so sit back, grab something to eat and enjoy a wide variety of racing classes that you just wouldn't see with most other motorsports. But the main reason you should watch British Superbike is that it is exciting. It is super close racing. It doesn't just turn into a game of follow the leader like Formula 1 is. It is properly thrilling throughout, and there are some daredevil moves to sneak past in the corners and slipstream to pass on the straights. If the pack gets broken up as the times in laps differentiate, you end up with 3 or 4 multiple races going on within a race for different positions, resulting in constant action for the spectators. With so many points difference in just one position, the riders give it their all throughout, which leads to some properly exciting and intense racing for the viewers. What's more, the sound of 25 240 horsepower superbikes going past will excite anyone, whether they're interested in bikes or not. With so many of the riders being iconic and popular amongst the fans, the racing is properly exciting. The crowd get into it, the atmosphere is fantastic, and that is why, whether into bikes or not, you need to start watching British Superbike racing. I've gone on before about how much I love rallycross, but British Superbike is equally epic and a fantastic weekend. If you enjoyed this video, and if, like me, you're going to be eagerly watching the next British Superbike start line, then make sure to give this video a big old thumbs up, and also subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified when a new Miller Corner video is released. But for now, thanks very much for watching, everybody, and have a brilliant rest of your day. See you soon, and have a good one.